Now, in this video, I would like to share with you the power of being single-minded. Because like Neville Goddard said, the double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Meaning if you remain double-minded, wavering between states, putting one foot in the door of your wish fulfilled, but the rest of the time you're just entertaining seemingly lack, doubts, worries, and you're staying in the desiring state, well then you will waver. You might see some results, short-lived results, but you're not fully going all in into the wish fulfilled. So in this video, I want to share some quotes with you and then a summary from my side on what I observed, what I think is important for you to go all in and not constantly fall back into old states. So this is what Neville said. You cannot assume you have your desire for one little moment and then return to your former state. For if you do, you are double-minded. You are a double-minded man and you will not receive anything. Right? So it's not that you can just like imagine your wish fulfilled for like, let's just say a minute, but then 99% of the day, the rest of the day, you fully are not aware of how you react to life. You fully just come from the old state. You fully entertain doubts and lack, and you look at what is and you say, told you, like that isn't working. I see the opposite. Right? So when that is happening, you really need to take a step back. You really need to turn your self-observation up a notch and see, wait a second, maybe I have to invest a little bit more time into dwelling in my wish fulfilled. I really have to go all in so that it stops being this constant flirting with possibilities and looking into potentials but not actually deciding one. Right? Because that is what most of us do, is we all day long we entertain potential states and what could not be and all of it. But in order for us to see the results, in order for you to see the manifestation, right, of your desired state, you have to actually live in it and be in it. You can't just think of it a little bit or put one foot in the door, so to speak, of the desired state, but the rest of the time not be in it. Right? A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Right? And I have a philosophy that I live by. It's also inside of my program. You find that, and it's like how you do one thing is how you do everything. So I think that this is also what Neville means here, right? The double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So let's just say someone asks you, hey, do you want to drink this? Do you want to drink water or Coca-Cola? And you're like, I'm not sure. I mean, Coca-Cola is nice. I haven't drank it for a while. Would be cool, but it also has a lot of sugar. I don't know. Water is cool, but water is boring. I mean, I could actually drink something else. You see what's going on here? If you find that double-mindedness in also day-to-day experiences and day-to-day decisions, it could also be that, when it is about to decide for a state, to shift into a new state, that you're also more easily drawn to be double-minded here and more easily fall back here because you're not making a decision and stick with it. Right? Only as one is willing to give up his present limitations and present identity can he become that which he desires to be. So this is about making a sacrifice. This is about sacrificing the old level of consciousness. But the sacrifice is a result of you obtaining the awareness of the new state. So you have to devote yourself to the new state, and therefore you will automatically sacrifice the old one and leave that behind. But as long as you still want to hold on to it, and it has a momentum, right? It will come up. It will let certain beliefs, emotions, experiences, it will let them arise because that's the old state. It still has like a momentum. But you have to detach from it and attach yourself and identify yourself with the wish fulfilled state and be single-minded and go all in into that. But more on that later. So Neville shared this story of his brother where he said, in my own family, my brother Victor befriended a man who at the end of his life left a very large sum of money to Victor. And Victor had a consuming desire to have money, and he never had a divided mind. Right? And because of the reason that Neville's brother Victor had such a consuming desire, maybe you know it, maybe once in your life you had a consuming desire, maybe right now you have a consuming desire, right? So on a scale from 1 to 10, if your desire right now is like at a 10, that means you have an intense burning desire. And as long as you don't satisfy that, as long as you only flirt with the potential, right, of what it would be like, you step a little bit in it, but not fully, it will even feel more painful. It will even increase your desire. So when will be the point that you stop being so double-minded and actually go all into that desired state? Only you can make that decision, but why not doing it today? right? So because his brother had this consuming desire for money, he had this strong motor element, right? A desire is like the strong motor element for growth and change and expansion and transcending the present level. And therefore, he went all into, I am now wealthy, and I only accept that. I accept nothing less. And he wanted wealth more than anything and believed that money was power, right? He was tired of poverty. He was tired of the present circumstances. He felt fed up. He felt limited. He felt, not good, right, with what is. And so therefore he had this desire for money. And dreaming wealth, right, internally occupying wealth, that is what Neville means here, his world was populated with people bringing opportunities to make his brother more and more money, right? So as we learn that people are messengers telling us who we are, that the world will mold, reshuffle, restructure itself, things will happen to reflect perfectly back what we gave ourselves first within, what we claimed ourselves within. Neville's brother certainly was single-minded, right? He certainly was never in like a double-minded state. He went all in into wealth, and his world was populated by people giving him opportunities. This man came and left a large sum of money to him, right? Things happened in a way that eventually he ended up also on the outside with wealth. And here's my summary on that, right? Most people are double-minded. I gave you this example of the restaurant, like what do you want to drink? And here you can check in on yourself if that's sometimes also you, right? People hope for a better future while still bathing in their current level of consciousness. It's like this, it would be nice. And okay, let me do some of these crazy things that Nicholas talks about. I just manipulate my inner world a little bit that soon I get my result. Yeah, so let me imagine that quickly. Okay, so where is it? I did it. Where are the signs? Where is the movement? What else can I do to get it quicker? That's someone that's not in a state of the wish fulfilled. And the state of the wish fulfilled transcends desiring. The goal is that your desire dies because you internally are so much in the wish fulfilled, right? You know so much that it is done that you no longer desire it. Life gives you what you already are, not what you want. So if you continue saying the wanting and flirting with those states and looking into them and being double-minded and then going back to your present circumstances, well, you can't expect your life functioning as a confirming mirror to show you something. Only once it's done within, life will express it through you. So, like the title of this video, if you don't decide, life will decide for you. If you let yourself drift, right, like Neville said, without an aim in life, we drift. If you drift, which sometimes happens, right, maybe you know it, I know it, certainly, but if that happens, at some point it doesn't feel nice. At some point we feel stuck, or we are met with a desire again, we're met with an unpleasant, undesirable circumstance again, and then we want to shift and outgrow that. But again, if you don't decide, then your life will decide for you. Then you will automatically take your cue from what is, what society tells you who you are, what your family, your friends tell you who you are, what your circumstances tell you who you are. And then that is what you identify with, and then that is what you get more of. What you let your life decide. But what we want to do when we manifest something consciously is that we want to decide internally, and then life will reflect it back, right? The world is at your command. It will then externalize that which we have basically gave us within. So also what you cannot do is you cannot walk around only pretending. I see some people do that, right? They say, yeah, I'm so rich. I'm so rich, yeah. Or I'm loved. I'm loved. But then when it comes to the situation, or when there is like an important situation, their real state expresses, right? Because God is not mocked. You cannot mock your consciousness. You cannot mock your true self. If you're deep down within in the identity of a lacking person, and you say on the outside, yeah, I'm so successful, I'm so successful in my business, it's all so working good, but you're actually in the consciousness of a failing business owner, of a financially struggling person, of this and that, well, it will fail, right? If you are actually in the state of not being with your partner, but then on the outside, you pretend as if, you act as if, that won't yield big results. Acting as if is very shallowy surface level stuff, adjusting the surfaces. You have to be it, then you get it. But if you act as if you would be it, well, you are not it. You just act as if you would be it, but you have to internally actually be it. Right? So God is not mocked. You cannot, what you are not deep down within, you cannot see the results of. So stop doing surface level shifts. If you say an affirmation, I'm rich, but you're in the awareness, in the consciousness of lack, you will not be rich. You get what you're conscious of being, not what you're like thinking about and wanting. So if you are going to truly come from a new state of consciousness, you must be willing to give up the belief in lack. Right? Like we said earlier, like Neville said, you must give up the present limitations. You must give up who you are right now. You must fully go into the new state of consciousness. Right? How do we do that? Well, we imagine something that implies we're in it. We say, I remember when. I remember when I was in that state. I remember when I desired. I remember when that was just a desire. That means that now you're in the fulfillment, right? Or you simply give thanks. You practice gratitude. You give thanks for understanding that this state is already fulfilled in you. But one of the core ways is you experience imaginatively a congratulation, inner self-talk, something you would say to yourself after the wish fulfilled. What would happen after your manifestation happened? And then you experience that on the inside. And then that is expressed through you. Life happens through you, not to you. If life would happen to you, then there would be no chance to change it. We would be stuck with what is, right? And if you let yourself be drifting through life, then you will let life decide for you, right? Because you think, that happens to me, and now that happens to me, and now that. But it happens through you, based on what you claim yourself to be within. That's then externalized. All comes down to being single-minded, right? Because again, and I talked with Josiah Brandt, who also has an amazing YouTube channel about this. You find that conversation that I had with him in my interview playlist on my channel, and he brought up this amazing concept of flirting with a state, right? We desire it, we flirt with it, but that's, in a sense, dangerous. You have to be mindful, because that more than often increases even the desire, because you're double-minded. You flirt with it, but then the rest of the time, the rest of the day, you just entertain doubt, lack, and you react strongly again, but then you don't do anything about it. And then 3 days go by where you've dwelled in the old state, and you're like, okay, let me imagine. I feel so overwhelmed. Let me imagine it. Let me escape my circumstances. Okay, but where is it? I imagine so strongly. Where is it? That is the understanding of a person who thinks that when their manifestation is there, their wish will be fulfilled. No, the manifestation does not equal the wish fulfilled. The manifestation is a result of the wish fulfilled. The wish fulfilled happens on the inside. The state of we shift to the end state within. And then the manifestation simply is the confirmation of what you've done on the inside. So be single-minded. Truly living from the state of the wish fulfilled. No plan B. If you let plan B option open, then it will always be this back and forth. Okay, if that doesn't work, then I do this. But you see, then you're not fully all in one state. Going all in. Only accepting your ideal. Not accepting anything less, right? Not accepting breadcrumbs. Not accepting movement. Not accepting, I saw it on a TV. I saw something similar on a TV. Yeah, maybe I guess, well, that's my manifestation. I can't experience it in my own life. Yes, you can. But you're just too lazy or too unexperienced or too unknowledgeable to go back to the wish fulfilled state and experience it in the inside again. And then you will no longer desire it. Right? We transcend desiring it by being it, by aligning ourselves within to already having achieved it. Right? Fully, all in. As though there would be no manifestation, as though we would not be able to look for signs. Fully within, go all into your wish fulfilled. That's it. Right? And again, practice the principle of how you do one thing is how you do everything in your day-to-day life. And see that if you are wavering with every decision in life, do you want to go there or there? Yeah, there's cool, but there's cool. You, on a very subtle level, that might also be then brought to how you approach manifesting. So you can check in on yourself, and please let me know in the comments if that was helpful. What I observed is that people who are in the right environment, around people who also apply those principles, it is easier for you to stay single-minded and to remain in your wish fulfilled when you are, in a sense, when you have the safety net around you of people who apply the same things, of people who already manifested what you want to manifest, which is very empowering. If you get coaching, if you get like a proven system, so if you're in the right environment, it can truly help you to stay single-minded and to not fall back into old states, to not fall back into the old circumstances. So if you need help with that, I invite you to join the Upgrade to Life program. That's the second link in the video description. And I speak to you in the next video. Bye, guys.